I want you to watch something with me.
My daughter's name is Clementine. She was 5 months along when she was aborted. I begged her mother not to go through with the abortion.
I feel extreme empathy for these type of men because my wife and I, Nikita, we might not have children. It hurts me deeply. I can understand what these men are going through. Fathers like this man, because there are many like him.
How much money did they make off of my daughter's body? How many other babies did the doctor kill? She doesn't get a funeral. I have her sonogram picture the first time I heard her heartbeat. She wasn't fully developed. My daughter was still growing. And my relationship with my daughter was going to grow for the rest of our lives. Why isn't my daughter human enough for people to care?
I just want you to please just look at this man's face. Just hear him out. Have some empathy. And try to think what it might feel like if you were in his shoes. Hey guys, today I want to talk about something that's very close to my heart, but I want you to watch something with me. Here we go.
I just wanted to say my daughter's name is Clementine. She was 5 months along when she was aborted in New Jersey. My daughter was healthy. I begged her mother not to go through with the abortion. For 5 months, we went back and forth. I don't hate my ex. I love her, and I'm working on forgiving her. She was confused, she was uncertain, and she had doubts. Mike Tyson has doubts before he gets into a ring. This was an option, and she took that option, and she regrets it now. Why do you think, and this is just a thought that just came into my head, why do you think that people dehumanize my Clementine? Why wasn't she human enough for people to help me mourn? Why wasn't she human enough for people to talk about? My mother was given birth to prematurely at 5 months. My daughter was 5 months. I didn't get to say goodbye to my daughter. I didn't know about the abortion until after it happened. I begged her not to do the appointment. She told me that she canceled it. My daughter was 5 months and she was ripped apart. My daughter doesn't get a funeral. My daughter doesn't get respect.
Now let me just pause here very quickly. I feel extreme empathy for these type of men because my wife and I, Nikita, we might not have children. And so this hurts me deeply. When I hear about abortions, people who are confused and who are persuaded to go through abortions because they don't know about other options, it hurts me deeply. And in case you did not know how many abortions there are 200,000. Not every year, every month, every day. 200,000 babies globally, every day. Over 2,500 every day just in the USA. I can understand what these men are going through. Fathers like this man, because there are many like him, who think that they're going to be a father, and it changes something inside of you. But then it's ripped away from you because your child is murdered. No, I don't know who you are, everyone who's watching this video. You might be for abortion or against abortion. I just want you to please just look at this man's face. Just hear him out. Have some empathy. And try to think what it might feel like if you were in his shoes.
As my friend asked, yeah, medical testing on a healthy baby. Why? My girlfriend didn't pay for the abortion. The clinic did. How much money did they make off of my daughter's body? How many other babies did the doctor kill since she's been dead? This has been a month and 3 days. This happened March 12th and 13th. My daughter was conceived October 25th. She was supposed to be born July 20th.
Now, you might not know this, but this is why many abortion clinics do this. Try to convince women, especially when they are vulnerable, unsure of what to do. They don't know all the options. They try to convince them to have the abortions because it's about money. It's evil. Clinics generate a significant portion of their income from abortion procedures, which are often among the most expensive services offered by reproductive health clinics. So, this creates a financial incentive to promote or prioritize abortion over other options. Now, this is why sometimes outside of these clinics, you will have these pro life supporters that are there willing to give advice to these women who are usually scared for the future because it's unknown now with a baby and who is very vulnerable. But if you are here and if you're one of those people who are helping these women, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's continue.
My daughter was a person. My daughter is an angel. And I pray for her every single day. I talk to her. I still feel like she's there. I feel like on July 20th, my daughter is going to be there. She doesn't get a funeral. I have her sonogram picture the first time I heard her heartbeat. And I bring this up to people and I say, well, she had a heartbeat. Wasn't she a person? And I'm being told she's a fetus, which, by the way, everybody, that's Latin for offspring. Okay? So I don't know why we're speaking Latin. I speak English. And my daughter not only matters, but I do not want my daughter to be forgotten. I want my daughter's story to be talked about. I want her to be remembered.
Now, let me just stop here because usually when we look at all the discussions on the media, social media, at these events, it's usually a big focus on just the women. But what about men? Is it just women that have a connection with their child? What about the man? Why are they ignored? That's wrong. And it's time for men to stand up, to make your voice heard. That's why I have this shirt on today. You can do that in love and in truth to tell people how you really feel. Let's continue.
She wasn't just a fetus. And yeah, maybe she was just a 10%. Maybe. But she was a lot more than that for me. For 5 months, I'm told by my friends, I'm crying over somebody I never met before. I'm told by people, well, she wasn't even a person. She was just a fetus. She wasn't even a baby. She wasn't fully developed. My daughter was still growing. And my relationship with my daughter was going to grow for the rest of our lives. Why isn't my daughter human enough for people to care? Why isn't my daughter woman enough for her to have a body and for her to have a choice?
That's not right, guys. If you're a woman who want to abort your baby and you might listen to this, I want to plead with you today. If you feel it is fine that you do abortion and you don't even want to hear what the man has to say, the father, you needed his approval to sleep with you, to put his seed inside of you, to create the baby, but now you don't need his approval to kill it. Well, it's still half of him, is it not? Now, I'm not angry here. I'm just really asking you to hear me out because I don't want to fight about this with you because a lot of people do just get in arguments and we just talk past each other. Let's talk about this in love. The Bible says in Philippians 2 verse 3, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. This includes the baby in your belly and also the father. Let each one of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. When you say my body, my choice, my, it is selfish because you're just thinking of yourself, not the father at all. And you need to because half of that baby is from him. And technically, the baby is not part of your body. You weren't born with it. It is not like an ear or toe or something part of your body. It has its own body. And you might be pro your choice, but not pro your baby's choice or your husband's choice, because they have no voice. That's not fair. I want you to hear the father out. And even if he says, yeah, go ahead with the abortion, there's still another voice you did not hear, and that's the baby. You can talk to anyone who has almost been aborted, but who lived, that will tell you, I don't want to die. And this is why for us it is so important because God does not live in time. He lives outside of it and he created it. It's only in this dimension that we live. He can already see that baby with that DNA from you and the Father and with his soul that God works in him. God can already see what that person is going to become and the plan he has in store for him or her. Let's continue.
My original question when I was coming up here was, can I see the clamps? I don't want to see the clamps no more. I've heard enough about it and I've seen the pictures. And yeah, the guy said Wi-Fi and Google search. You could Google what it looks like. It's out there. I did. I wouldn't recommend it. I still have nightmares.
Yeah, this is awful. You know, when the clamps go in, they go in and they start with the leg or whatever it can grab on first, and it grabs it, twists it, pulls it. That's a lot of pain. That's torture. And then it goes on to the next and the next until the whole baby is out. I've seen this. And you can see the baby even trying to kick and fight it. Don't watch it because you will get nightmares. Or if you think about abortion, then maybe you should watch it. Because we should not be scared of the truth. It is the truth that will set us free.
My daughter was going to be beautiful, but now I don't know where she is. I'm just so confused. I get it. I'm just a man. You know what I mean? But men, we're not supposed to have feelings. As a father, because I'm still a father. As a father, I'm just supposed to forget. I'm just supposed to move on. And I'm confused. So my question really isn't for you because you understand. My question is really for society. Why doesn't my daughter matter? Why wasn't she enough? Why didn't she get a chance to live? And ultimately, no, I'm not blaming my ex. She had doubt and she regrets it. Ultimately, this is our government's fault. We've stopped evil laws in the past, in America, in Germany, and you guys know what I'm talking about. We came together and we stopped evil laws. This is an evil law that killed my daughter. Her mother did not kill her. Again, doctors like this man right here, you're not to blame. Thank you for doing what you're doing and thank you for speaking up because this is important. And not enough men care enough to speak up. So thank you. I hugged this man today. I don't know who did this to my daughter. I wish I could ask him, was my daughter beautiful? That's all I want to know. What did her face look like? My daughter matters. And I really hope that everybody remembers Clementine. And I hope you think about Clementine as much as I do. She is loved and she is not forgotten. And I hope that everybody can keep her memory alive too. Thank you.
Well, your daughter is beautiful. She's more beautiful than us because she's not here in this imperfect world. To answer your question bluntly as to why didn't Clementine matter enough? The answer is people don't want her to matter because they don't want to have to accept responsibility for their actions. They want to dehumanize, right? They want to use words like fetus or embryo or zygote, which is a stage of our life that we all once were, to separate the child in the womb from us, persons outside the womb. Because when you look at the stages of genocide, number 4 is dehumanization. So when we use words like zygote or embryo or fetus, it's not because we're trying to be scientifically precise and saying, oh, an embryo in this stage, a human in this stage, the embryo stage. We use that word because we try to make it seem like they're not like us. Because if we would defer to her as a baby, as a beautiful little girl that she was and she is, right? If we refer to her as a baby, it makes us think twice about saying, yeah, I think abortion should be legal. And we want to say abortion should be legal because abortion allows us to not accept consequences and responsibility. It allows us to have sex with however many people we want, to seek pleasure wherever we can find it, and not accept a responsibility for our actions and to be adults. Once we refer to our children in the womb as children, as they are, as young ones, right? As offspring, what the definition of fetus is, that changes the entire conversation. Because it's not just some foreign alien that doesn't look like us and therefore it's okay to kill them. We know it's a human being with rights, and just because their age or their size or level of development shouldn't change their human nature and their fundamental rights not to be killed. Your daughter, it was legal to kill your daughter because, and I'm going to get even more blunt, because we want to be selfish. We want to be able to do whatever we want and accept no consequences for it. Except in cases of sexual assault, we want to say abortion should be legal because we want to do what we want to do and we're more important than everybody else. That is selfishness. It's hedonism. It's immoral and it's wrong. But Clementine is beautiful, and she's in heaven, so she's in way more beauty than we are. So we already know that answer to that question. Thank you.
You know, you can see something here that reminds me of God the Father as well, because He is our Father. Just like this man here who loves his daughter, who can start to feel that connection and know his daughter even though he never met her. Because God the Father also says in Jeremiah 1 verse 5, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." I do hope that this man is a child of God, a reborn Christian, because then he will be able to see his daughter again. This world is temporary. One day we're here, the next we are gone. It's just time. Every second on the clock is a second closer to our death, mine and yours. And I do hope for people like this man that they are reborn Christians, because then they will see their children again. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this father who represents so many fathers out there who have no voice and who shows the hidden impact of abortion on men across the world. If you are one of those men watching this video, then please watch this video here to know if you'll be able to see your child again in heaven. I'll see you there, and never forget, life is short, so please do not waste yours. Bye guys.